I'd like to thank the grace of heaven, the virtues of the masters, and the compassion and mercy of the grand predecessors, senior transmitters, lecturers, temple masters, and everyone for giving me this opportunity today to talk about today's topic, which is the golden lineage or the golden thread of Tao. Okay, part one. Okay, part one because it's long. It's long. Just this was a topic that was covered in fairly big detail in one of the, I think last year's talent class, I believe. Yeah. Anyway, in New York. Okay. Anyway, doesn't matter. But I figure, for the third year class, yeah, it's good to know, understand a little bit more in depth of the we hear what's the golden thread. I mean we golden thread, it's we had this topic, right, didn't we? I think last year, right, second year class, but we talk about it more like the historical, right, the patriarchs, the masters, the what's that, the green, the red, the white, right there. Okay, yes, that is, but that's the external side, right? That's the external side. Now we're gonna turn it around and talk more about the another aspect of what the golden thread lineage. Okay, all right. So let's continue. All right, now, oops. Okay, so this topic is, it can be broad. Okay, it can be very broad. All right. So we're just focused on the. Sorry, we're just focused on the first one, the first item. Okay, the first one, which is from a scripture, or really a series of scriptures. Okay, all right, and then also there's the second and third topic, which we're not going to talk about. Okay, it's just too much information. Okay, all right, okay, just FYI. You want to know, okay, the first one, right, the golden lineage, okay, that's from Holy Teacher Scripture. It came from here. This is the Chinese version. Okay, it's long. It's like, I don't know, several thousand words worth. I think it's several thousand. Anyway, okay, doesn't matter. So this is what it is. This is from Holy Teacher, and this is from this year, and this February 1st. I think it was a New Year, so I don't know, whatever. Okay, and then these are this is the poetry, that it's all Holy Teacher. It's Holy Teacher, okay? And then and there are I think 15 components, or 15 chapters, but like 15 parts to this, to what the golden thread is. Okay, so this is what it is. Okay, golden thread. Okay, and then and then this is like the poetry. This is like it's how the Buddhas, right? Okay, this is done via handwriting, by the way. And then here's the what kind of like explanation. Sort of like the dialogue piece. Okay, so my today, for this class, part one, we'll be talking, I mean, more, and I'll be basically translating this and kind of like summarizing this. Okay. All right. Because it's a lot of information. Okay. A lot of detail. And then, okay. And this is two. Okay. And then comes the real body of the poetry. You know that? Yeah. I mean, believe it or not, that's what Holy Teacher wrote. Okay. So I'm not covering any of this. I'm not covering any of this highlighter. Okay, there's just too much information. Just too much. I mean, actually, if you really want to cover all of this, go in depth. The golden thread. Okay, it probably take at least 2,000 classes. At least probably a whole year, maybe 40 classes. Okay, whatever, because there are 15 parts to it. Okay, and then here's the second part. Okay, second part. And then here's the poem, just the four, it's poetry. It's got, okay, then it's kind of like the what we call here is like the explanation of that, okay, kind of like that, okay, and then comes the poetry, the actual full body explaining that part, okay, of second part. So there's no way we can cover this, okay, all right. So, but just that this will just give you an idea, okay, okay, of what in Chinese, actually, the real, if you really want to cover this topic, that's how work it is, okay. But we're so what I'm doing is basically, this part is basically covering covering just just the front piece. I mean, the each component, right? This is what is Tao, okay? And the component here, this is the poetry, okay? This is poem, okay? This is the poem, a stanza, or kind of, four line, four phrases, and then kind of like explanation, okay, of that four, okay, right here, all right, and that's it. So it's like a summary of a summary, okay, summary, anyway, but just FYI, okay, so all right, okay, so let's go into so just know that, okay, so this is basically just an abbreviated version of the summary, okay, so it's like a summary of a summary or whatever, okay, anyway, doesn't matter, okay, so we call it golden, I'm not used to it, okay, page 3, golden lineage or golden thread, okay, but okay, so it's now this is the poem, the first 4 bullet points is the first 4. Sorry, not yet. Sorry, we're not at the poetry yet. This is just the intro. Sorry, intro. So we know, okay, okay, from last year's, I think the second year, right? We talked. I'm pretty sure second year we talked about that class, the golden thread, okay. About the different, patriarchs, right? 64, et cetera, right? Okay, anyway, okay. But I'm going to flip it. So that's the external, okay? So, but then there's another portion, okay? Another component to the golden thread or meaning or understanding. It's the Tao. Oh, I hate this. I'm not used to this. Okay. The Tao that's trackless and traceless. That means it's actually also invisible too. Yes, we see the external part, but there's also the invisible part. That's another way of saying, or traceless. That means it's not necessarily recorded. Okay, all right. Okay, that's what it means. Okay, now, because of that, because you can say it's not recorded or not tangible, not obvious. Okay, it's you would not become aware of it if you're not enlightened, or you can say have a level of awareness, okay, that's approaching, enlightenment. Okay, all right. So that's right. Without enlightenment, one up it, and then also not just the awareness or the enlightenment aspect, but from that aspect, but also from the aspect of virtue or morality. Okay, so even if you do not have any moral standards or virtue, maybe virtue is probably a better word, it's broader, you cannot bear its mandate. In other words, you're not qualified. You're not qualified. So if we're not virtuous, if we have no morality, morality is kind of more specific, virtue is kind of broader, okay, but anyway, okay, definitely without morality, we cannot bear its mandate, meaning that how can I say, we're not qualified. We're not qualified to, and so that's why when you look at now, this is the internal side, right? Remember, okay, the more intangible. Then that's why when we last year's class, when we talk about the external side, the generations. So all of these masters, the 64 patriarchs, because we're talking about that specific golden thread, okay, they all have to be enlightened. Get it? Makes sense? Because they're obviously aware of it, right? And also they have virtues or morality. So that's how come they can bear the mandate. Make sense? Or they can have that. All right? Okay, makes sense. All right. Okay. So that's kind of like this is like the internal, or you say internal, intangible aspect, right? Yeah. Okay. Then what's the main goal? Aim goal. I mean, it's aim is more, I would say, not the goal, but maybe the direction. Maybe that's a better, that's a word, or what's the proper direction? Okay, it's to follow predecessors and inspire the followers. That's you can say that's an aim too, right? That's a goal, right? That's a goal. Okay, goal is kind of broad, right? Okay, so direction is a little bit more specific, right? It's to follow predecessors and inspire. Okay, so that's a notion of what? Linking, connection, right? That's a notion of connection, right? You have people before you that you are inspired to follow, that you aspire to be, ASP, okay, aspire to follow the predecessor. You want to emulate them, right? That's an aspiration for you. At the same time, you also want to inspire, right? Inspire people that are newer, right? The newcomers or the juniors or whatever, the less experienced or whatever, people who are, i.e. the followers, so that we call them followers, to continue, right? So that's the connection, right? So there's a linking, okay? So it's a linking notion, okay? All right, so that's the direction to aim. Then there's a purpose or goal. What's the purpose or goal of this whole thing called the golden lineage, right? Okay, external, internal, okay? It doesn't matter. It's the true transmission of the principles of Buddha nature. That's it. So once again, the key is the Buddha nature, okay? The transmission, okay, or the principle. Okay, so although this golden lineage serves as a link, connection between the past and future, or the senior and the future cultivators, right? The current cultivator, the past cultivator. Its true meaning is also inseparable from the true self and virtue, i.e., the Buddha nature. Okay, all right. So the Tao, the true self and virtue. Okay, that's our true self, the true qualities of our Buddha nature, right? Okay, all right, okay. So that's enough time. Okay, now, Avalokitesvara, Guanyin. Okay, this is the one of the in Chinese it's translated as the Nanhaigu Fu, which means the ancient Buddha of the Southern Sea. Literally, that's what I mean. It's Avalokitesvara. So it's one of his titles, her title. It's okay. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So. Okay, so in Chinese, it's ZhiShan, remember, okay? In Chinese here, it's ZhiShan, okay? Jing, okay, ZhiShan, okay, those two words, okay? All right, so we translate as golden lineage, and usually, yes, in the vernacular, I mean, there's the common usage. That word "jing" represent, we say gold. I mean, the technical should be huang jing, literally means yellow gold, metal. See, jing, this word "jing" really means, I mean, it has multiple meanings, but the technical, if you really want to be specific, it literally means a metal. It's a kind of metal, jinsu, right? It's a metal-like, metallic. Okay, literally, that's what it means. Okay, literally. All right, but that gold, this gold, it actually refers to in everyday usage, common usage, it means metal, gold. Okay, but more specifically in the Tao usage, from the Tao perspective, it comes from the I Ching, the book of changes. It's part of the Wu Xing, the five. Okay. So it's translated. If you look up the dictionary, it can translate as 5 elements, 5 faces. That's too narrow. Actually, it's more like the 5 categories of forms. Wu Xing, Xiang. Okay, there's the what, right? We know Jing Mu Sui Huo Tu, right? The gold. I don't say gold, but metal. Right? Wood, right? Wood, okay. Water, okay, or liquid water, okay. Fire or gas, okay, and earth, okay, or soil, okay. So those are the 5. We say 5 forms, okay. It's part of the I Ching, the Book of Changes, okay. Actually, you can say from to be broader, maybe more accurate, you can say it's the 5 categories of forms, right? 5 categories of forms. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay. But so the Jing, we say gold. It just means it's okay. Okay. Remember the Book of Changes, right? These 5 categories, 5 forms, 5 elements, whatever you want to call it. Also has different, how can I say, dimensions to it, or different qualities to it. Okay. So Jing, the gold or metal, represents the West. Yeah. So from Buddhism, it's interesting. Yeah. In Buddhism, there's the 5 Dharani Buddhas, or something. The Buddhas of the 5 directions. Or something. There's a Western Buddha, and that's Amitabha. Amitofu. I think it's Amitofu. Okay. Yeah. The West, because it's his Western paradise. Okay, so that represents paradise. Okay, wow. Okay, but also as a color, the metal in the Book of Changes also represents a specific color. Okay, it's white. Okay, all right. Okay, just white. Okay, And so the connotation of this is that it's also clear, clean, pure, true. Okay, that's the whole thing. Okay, now the Shen, the second word here, okay, that represents literally it means a thread, a line, a rope, not a rope, but yeah, a line. It's a line. It represents a lineage. Okay, so it means linked together, connected together. Okay, so that's the external part, right? That's the external. We see the 64 generations of patriarchs, et cetera, right? The transmission of the Tao, right? The linking, from one generation to the next, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but also means that our mind is linked to the Tao. It's not does not deviate from the Tao. Make sense? Okay, so that's the intangible part. Get it? Okay, that's the intangible part. So the clean and clear, pure and true, and the mind that's not deviate, or you can say it's aligned with the Tao. It's at one with the Tao. It's conformed to the Tao. It's in accordance with the Tao. You can say all that. Okay, so that's the intangible part of the golden lineage. Get it? That's the meaning. Okay, get it? All right. Okay, so that's the meaning. So the third bullet point. I put it in quotes because, and I don't have space here. Okay, anyway, that quote came from where? The Doctrine of the Ming, chapter 1. Actually, this is line 2. Okay, this is line 2, not line 1. Line 1 means being according to the Tao. Okay, so okay, anyway, okay, so line 2 means the Tao cannot be separated even for a moment, right? For if we could separate, if it could be separated, then it would not be the Tao. Get it? Okay. So that's also what the golden lineage represents. Get it? So you can say the golden lineage is another phrasing, wording of the first 2 lines of the Doctrine of the Ming. Okay. So you can call that. Okay. All right. Get it? Okay. So if the 4th bullet point, if the Tao is in one's heart and mind, okay, heart and soul, okay, then that lineage is there. Okay, it's there. Okay, exists. So this is a further explanation of the 3rd bullet point. Okay, so on the other hand, if the Tao is not in one's heart and soul, then there's no golden lineage. It's disconnected. Make sense? Okay, makes sense. So that means it's inseparable from the Tao. Our heart and mind are actually, and there's a reason why. The first 2 bullet points, right? It's our true self. That's pure, that's true, that's eternal, changeless, timeless, all that stuff, right? Selfless, egoless, right? All that stuff, right? Non-conditioned mind, right? All that stuff, okay? And if that's the case, then obviously we are with the Tao, right? So that's the whole thing, okay? All right, so if that's the case, then we are the golden lineage. You are at one, or you are the golden lineage. That's another way of saying it. Okay, all right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th bullet point. So if the Tao cultivator is persistent, or is you can say always with, it's aligned with the Tao, it's in accordance with the Tao, then one would be worthy or have no shame under heaven and earth. Of course, right? Because you are heaven and earth. You are it. You are the Tao. Okay. You can say you represent. You are part of the Tao. You are one with the Tao. All that stuff. Okay. And being an upright, the second to the last bullet point, being an upright and superior person, then the Tao is true, right? Then when we say true, it just means that it manifests. It just is. It just so. It just, that's the way it is. So when we truly cultivate, then the Tao is just, it's there. You can say it's there. It's part of you. It's part. Okay. All right. Then also the golden lineage is also unity, oneness. It's the oneness of everything, right? Essence and function, right? All that stuff, right? Okay. Right. Zero. Nothing. Emptiness and infinity, or right? What got true emptiness and marvelous existence, right? 真空妙有. All of that, okay? That's what it is, all right? Okay, so that's the golden lineage. So you can say, yeah, another way, if you want to describe the Tao, you can say, yeah, that's the golden lineage. But it's also within you, it's part of you, okay? All right, okay, all right. So it's not, so the external part is the tangible lineage, right? That's generations of Tao patriarchs, masters, all that stuff, predecessors, transmitters, etc., right? Okay, that's the external part. When we know about that, we have history because that's going to be recorded, right, etc., right? Tracked, it can be tracked, right? It can be traced, right? That's the external side. But the internal side, remember, it's trackless and traceless, right? That represents our true nature. That's clean, clear, pure, true, non-delusional, all that stuff. Okay? All right? Okay. And it also represents our virtue, illustrative meaning. That's in the Analects, okay? Chapter 1, okay? All right? All right? First line, okay? So, okay, or first paragraph, whatever. Okay, so it represents the illustrious virtue. It also represents the heavenly mind. You can say conscience. It just means our Bodhi mind, our Buddha nature mind. You can call it that. Okay, all right. That's what. Well, what's the Buddha nature mind? What's the Bodhi mind? It definitely has no three poisons. It definitely has no four forms, right? The four forms, right? The ego, personality, life, and what else? What was the other one? Being, okay, right? So it's none of that, okay? So it's just pure, it's unconditioned, it's non-conditioned, wu-wei, right? You can say that, right? Okay, all right. So when each of us performs in accordance with our original mind, the Buddhi mind, the original nature, everything, this is called the golden lineage, right? So okay, so that's the internal side, okay? All righty, okay. Now, just a little bit background on how this Holy Scripture came about the golden lineage from Holy Teacher. It was 1944 handwriting over several sessions, like several different classes over a course of several different classes, not Dharma classes, but handwriting. They had handwriting those days. Okay, there are a total of 15 parts. Okay, sections, and so these 15 parts. Yeah, that's a whole thing. The Holy Teacher kind of like elaborated, go into detail about what the Tao is, what is the Tao, basically the contents of the Tao, and the reason why the Tao came to this world. It's now in this world, right? And the evidence of the propagation of Tao by enlightenment, and how the cultivating Tao influences oneself with respect to to oneself, with respect to our ancestors, family, society, etc. Okay, so that's what these 15 components talk about. Okay, so we're only going to talk about 7. We only have probably a time for 7, about half. Okay, all right, then part 2 we'll talk about the remainder. So here is okay, so the scripture basically is saying that okay, it talks about describes about that propagation or the spread of this Tao is actually it's heaven. It's how can I say it's you can say it's initiated by heaven, okay, or sponsored, maybe some better way of saying it's human, initiated by human, sponsoring or supporting the humans to spread the teaching, the Tao, okay, and also establish teachings, the divine Tao, okay, of the Tao. Is that the teachings, not just the sutra. Well, Holy Teacher, you can say it's a sutra, it's a teaching, okay, all right, and also it can the means of these teachings is done through channelings and scriptures describing the different category, function, relationship between cultivating Tao, all the different aspects. Okay, so this should be sufficient. All these teachings, etc., should be sufficient to hopefully get rid of our biases and confusion. Okay, all right. Okay, now comes the first part. Okay, I already. Okay. Well, I don't know if I'm going to get to part 7, but anyway, okay, I'm going to go through very quick. I'm going to skip some of these bullet points. Okay, but the first 4 bullet points is basically the translation. It's the translation of, remember, of this. Up here, okay, here, right, okay, all right, okay. This is what is Tao. Okay, that's the first component, and this, okay, and sort of that's kind of like explanation of this, okay, all right. So just FYI, okay, all right. So the great Tao's formless and trackless. Its creation permeates everything. Its transmission is a marvelous uh, treasure, okay, and the true cultivation achieves Tao. Okay, so the Tao. sorry, Tao is the principle. It's the absolute truth. It's the source of everything throughout heaven. It's the essence. Okay, another way. All right, everything has Tao principle. Everything comes from it. It permeates everything. It permeates everything. Okay, that means it's that's why in Buddha, in Confucius, he says 一观 Tao, right? The Tao Tao. Literally, yeah. I mean, some translate as penetrates everything. It permeates. That means it's everywhere. It's everything, and it's everything. Okay. Anyway, all right. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. So in this beginning, this essence, gives rise to everything. Okay. Tao Te Ching, right? Lao Tzu Tao Te Ching. Okay. You can talk about right. Okay. In the last period, or in the days, that's the cycle, right? Remember, we have that 60,000 year cycle. Okay. All right. So. Now, remember, he's talking. Remember, don't forget what that subject is. The topic of this component is Tao, right? He's saying not just calamities or disasters happen, right? Because that's the end. Every time we have the end of this any cycle, right? There's always something, right? Something that disturbs, especially in terms of physical world, right? The physical world, okay? But also the Tao. The Tao is also manifested. It's no longer hidden. That's why it's open propagation, right? So Tao's so, but the principle is that, when you have a beginning, it must also end. It must also return to its source. Its beginning, right? So everything must return back, okay, to the origin, okay, right? When you have a beginning, it also ends, okay, back to it's a full cycle, if you will. Okay, so the Tao is literally a path, right? It's for humans to walk, right? There must exist a path, because without a path, how can you move forward? So that's why the Tao is manifested. It's here. It's descended onto this world, right? It's openly propagated or known, right? Okay. So now, but unfortunately, and the reason why the Tao is another reason why the Tao can't come into existence or become known in this period, in the days, right? The last period, is because we have lost the path. See, in the beginning, right, if you notice, right, during, before the green period, right, remember the 60,000 year cycle, right? The previous to the green period, the Tao is not propagated. It's not spread. It's not openly spread, because why? Everybody lived in accordance to the Tao, right? So unfortunately, after, not 60,000, after many years, we've lost the way. Okay. All right. So that's why Tao is here. So if we are willing to follow the principle of Tao, we can deal matters in accordance with our heavenly conscience. Okay. We can then move forward on the proper path. We can fulfill our humanity and unite with the Tao. Be at one, be in accordance, be aligned. Okay. All right. Okay. Because everyone's karma and foundation are different, there are different levels of teachings. So there are the three different vehicles, right? The small vehicle, the mid-sized vehicle, and the great vehicle, right? I mean, that's in Buddhism, right? Right. We say the therapeutic and the Mahayana. Okay. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. But actually, more specific, it's in the Lotus Sutra, right? 妙法莲华经, okay, he talked about the metaphor for the goat cart, right? The goat, 羊车, right? 羊车, 鹿车, 牛车, okay, and then 白牛车, that's the highest level. Okay, all right. So the three vehicles. Okay, the highest vehicle being the instant teaching, the true Dharma, we translate the mundane. That's the white bullock cart, 白牛车. Okay, but anyway, it doesn't matter. All right. So different levels. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, because of based on what? Everybody's karma and foundations are different, right? Okay, or levels are different. Okay, all right. Okay, affinities are different. Okay, all right. Okay, okay. Now we go to So that was what is the Tao? Okay, yeah. Okay, so then the second one is why did the Tao is spreading? It's manifesting. It's being propagated now. Why? Okay, now here's the first four. The first four. First four poem phrases of the poem. Okay, anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, so basically, I mean, I kind of like translate directly, but it's metaphoric. Okay, so lost sheep cannot find a way. The world is rugged and without it has no exit point. Or you can say our life of suffering, okay, or the bitter sea, the bitter sea of life, okay, pointing us to the true direct path through Bodhi wisdom, return to our true self essence. Because heaven, God is merciful. Okay. So therefore the Tao is spiritual. That's one of the reasons, right? Okay. And also because we sentient beings, we became lost because we became greedy, right? We have the desires and all that stuff. It's no longer our Buddha natures in control. It's the master. It's our human mind, with all the positives and negatives, the dualistic mind, right? So we have desires. We have love and hate, all that, right? The 7 emotions, etc., right? 6 desires, 7 emotions. Okay. So therefore, the Tao is being mastered because we've reached a point, like a tipping point. Okay. So because of all that, the previous 2 points, we create great karma. Oh, the previous point, we created great karma, and therefore it initiates calamities and disasters everywhere. Okay. So, all right. Okay. So therefore, God mandated, okay, and remember, right, that's the external side, right? He appointed, right, those masters, right, those patriarchs of the Tao, right, to start, teaching about the Tao and transmitting the Tao, or passing on the Tao. Okay. So man that marvels me of the transmitter having Tao. Okay, that's the external golden lineage. Okay, golden thread. Okay, so because we are no longer because we have too much desires, all that stuff, right? We've lost our way, so we are suffering in this bitter sea, right? Right, the samsara, right? The vicious cycle, right, of birth, death, rebirth, etc., etc. Okay, so now, even though we are in this bitter sea, the vicious cycle of samsara, right, we still have the opportunity to encounter Tao. So that's based on a lot on karma, foundation, etc. Right? Okay. So if we truly understand the meaning of Tao's manifestation and perform merits and accumulate, then we can offset previous karmic debt and transcend the cycle allotted. Okay, so that's very important, right? So that's the reason why the Tao is there, because then that gives us a chance in this lifetime, which is amazing, in this one lifetime, to really offset. I mean, to really, you can say, transcend this cycle. Okay, this vicious cycle of samsara. Okay, so but we really have to practice. Okay, perform, understand the Tao. Why the Tao is open. It's openly propagated. It's openly taught, and we have to perform. Okay, also accumulate merits. Okay, okay. The big point is, what is the proof of the lineage of the enlightened master? So this is the external side, right? Right. We talk. So So the first four bullet points are the poem. Okay. So we follow heaven's standard, coming to the world, carrying out their mission to save sentient, witness the virtues of the enlightened master. One who truly understands has a mind-to-mind connection, right? That's the blessing. You can say that's Tao blessing. Okay. Whatever. Okay. Since ancient times, there are countless cultivators, but rarely can receive the true transmission, right? Yeah, that's true, right? I mean, look at the history, right? How many enlightened masters there are? Very few, right? But yet there are numerous cultivators. Okay, so it's very difficult to encounter enlightened masters. That's the what, one of the 4 difficulties of the Tao, right? Or receiving Tao or encountering the Tao, right? 四难, right? Right? 四难. Therefore, okay, all right. So that's one. Okay, and also enlightened masters follow the mandate. You know that, right? They don't deviate, right? That's the both external and internal side, right? That's the golden lineage, right? They follow mandate. They carry on the Tao lineage and the mission to save the world. So their objective, right? Remember we talk about the objective of the golden lineage, right? To save humanity, right? To have everybody receive the Tao. Okay, that's to save the world. Okay, that's okay. So that's it. So the holy teacher, it's bearing to this mandate, and he came to this world. Okay, so he was born. Okay, doesn't matter. So right now with our holy teacher, it's right when we do the Tao blessing, right? We still have to go through that ceremony, right? Burning the incense, and then that point, that pointing transmission, right? The true pointing of the essence and realizing the truth to follow the ground. Okay, all right. So okay, and now we're in this last period. So we have so holy teacher is taking on this great responsibility, saving the 3 realms. What are the 3 realms, right? the earthly realm, the celestial realm, and the underworld realm. That's what this means, okay? Then also bearing heavenly virtues and spreading the Tao to eliminate the three Dharma. What are the three Dharma roads, right? That's the realm of the world of desires, the world of form, and the world of formless. So that's broader, okay? So I mean, that's bigger, okay? So it encompasses all basically, all the realms, all the Dharma roads. That's non-enlightened. That's it. Okay. All right. Okay. So scope is pretty broad. Okay. So holy teachers' responsibility is very broad. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So not only for sentient beings to transcend the suffering in this world, even the celestial deities and spirits each and every one are manifest inside. Yeah, right? A lot of them either reincarnated or we do what we call the uplifting and all of that stuff, right? I mean, celestial realms, that, and the spirits, right? Our ancestors, et cetera, right? Okay. So we've done that. I mean, I think we had a class last year about that. Okay. But anyway, okay. So the universal salvation of the three realms. That's another way. Okay. So already prophesied by heaven, beneath by heaven, grace and virtue to masters are too numerous to. Yeah. You can pick and tick the 64 patriarchs. That's just the patriarchs. Okay. Then they're okay. Anyway. Okay. I mean, well, but because they represent the golden lineage, right? They represent, right? Okay. And also to transmit that it's not a joke. It's not empty talk. It's true. It's real. It's true. All right. So that's part of why that's the proof that these enlightened masters of the okay, they passed on the Tao. Okay, from one to the next, one generation to the next, one master to the disciple then became the master, and then taught his disciple. Okay, so that's the linking, right? The linking part, right? Connection part. That's the external. Then there's the internal too, right? So by the evidence of transcending life and death, we can deduce the truth. Okay, yeah, right. I mean, evidence, right? That this Tao is true, right? It's real, right? The principles are true. The Tao is true, right? And the heavenly mandate is true, right? Okay. So anyway, all right. Okay. 4, aspiration of cultivating the Tao. So to show faith, we must have great vows first, right? We must make vows. To truly understand, one must truly practice. To requite Buddha's grace requires utmost sincerity, right? And persistent effort. That means vigorous effort, right? That's one, I think that's the, what's it for? That's the the fourth paramita, right? Okay, can achieve amazing results. Okay, so all sentient beings have their own aspirations. As a cultivator, we must embrace the mind of cultivation. So, right, remember we all say that from the Dharma class, the journey of cultivation is a lifelong journey, right? We don't, as long as you breathe, we are cultivating. All right, we don't stop cultivating. Okay, so we must, always bear, just like. And that includes part of learning, right? Just because we got, I don't care how many PhD degrees you have, you still never stop learning, right? Same idea, okay? So having received heaven's grace, cultivation is in the human world. Okay? So we have to practice. We have to practice what we learn. So cultivation is also not just learning, but practicing, okay? And it's also in our daily lives, okay? All right, it's not just practicing one day out of the week, 1 out of 7 days, okay? Or 4 times in a month. Or 52 times in a year. Okay, it's every day. Okay, it's daily. All right. Okay. So by being upright, being upright meaning, not just righteousness, moral, and it also means that. Okay, also encompasses morality, virtues, okay, all that stuff. We can encourage others, right? We can be an example for others. We can complete our own mission, persistent to the end, okay, nonstop, never give up, and we can therefore achieve great results in this lifetime, right? Okay, so our aspiration is to help sentient beings to transcend suffering and return to the source, okay? The final results, it depends on our merits, okay? Our merits, our virtues, okay? And but we can honor our ancestors and benefit our descendants, okay? All right? Based on our merits and virtues, okay? That's one thing why we should aspire to cultivate the Tao, okay? Then we also can achieve aspirations of fulfill vows. We can attain Tao and leaving a good legacy or a positive legacy, okay? All right? So that's, if you notice, that's what all the patriarchs in the lineage have done, right? They have done that, right? Okay, so all right, okay. So number 5. the relationship between cultivation and yourself. Okay, so cultivating Tao is inseparable from yourself, right? It's part of you, remember? Okay, it's already forging iron cannot be done without an anvil, right? Okay, essence and function, right? Heaven and humans are always connected, right? Okay, because we have the Tao in us as well, okay, right? The heaven is also the Tao, right? Okay, then only they're manifesting from us the most precious. So when we cannot divide up the two. We cannot separate the two. Okay, if we separate the two, then that's not the Tao, right? But if we can manifest that from us, I mean within us, the Tao within us, right? Our Buddha nature within us, right? The four immeasurable minds, the five constants, five virtues, five constant virtues, the eight virtues. So if we can manifest all of that, then that is the Tao. That represents, get it? Okay. Yeah, now I have to be non-conditioned, obviously, okay, because that's all. Okay, so the doctrine of Ming, right, said the Tao cannot be left for an instant, all right? Also, if we can cultivate ourselves truly, we can achieve the Tao. So if one does not follow the Tao, then one will spend life in vain, right? Okay, you still become part of this vicious cycle. You cannot break away from that vicious cycle, okay? So if one can use one's body to cultivate the Tao, okay, there will be blessings, right? There will be, great results, okay? But on the other hand, if one's heart's evil, okay, or deviate from Tao, see, the evil is more specific, but it just means that if we deviate, okay, from the Tao, if our mind deviates, okay, from our Buddha nature, okay, if we're not at one with our Buddha nature, then there could be disaster because then we're relying on human. We've left that path. We've become separated from the Tao, separated from our true self, separated, right? Okay, all right. So with the Tao, the mind is upright now. When I say with the Tao, it just means when you are aligned with Tao, you're one with Tao, you're in accordance with the Tao, you're conforming to the Tao, to our Buddha nature. That's another way of saying it. Tao is broader, Buddha nature is more specific. Okay, so our mind is upright and self-accomplished, right? Our human nature is then aligned. It's part of the Tao. I mean, it's part of our Buddha nature. You can say it conforms to the Buddha nature. Okay, try. So without the Tao, the family is broken up. I mean, remember, these are the four poem lines. Once we become careless, then we can fall into the deviant path. So we got to be aware, right? You got to always be aware, be vigilant. Okay, all right, okay. So pursuing current trends, it will sink into a sea of desire and one's unfortunate future is unimaginable. Yeah. So if we're not vigilant, okay, if we don't, remember this is between cultivation and ourselves, if we don't cultivate properly or truly or whatever, or sincerely, all that stuff, or honestly, or rigorously, then, we will end up what? Following the trends, right? The trends, the material trends, the fashion trends, whatever, okay? And then what? We will sink, right? Get mired, okay, into just the endless sea of desire, right? And therefore, then we truly are, sad, okay, in sad state, okay? So if we truly practice Tao, we will not let down this amazing karmic, because why? The fact that we are able to encounter the Tao, right? Part of the four difficulties, right? We have this great karmic affinity. That means that this is not by luck. This is not chance. This is not random. It is based on our previous, actions, right? That we plant the seeds. All right. So we must have cultivated, right? They say for you to encounter the Tao, that means you must have receive the Tao, receive the plant, at least 3 lifetimes, right? Of cultivation, right? Of searching for the truth, right? Previous life. So this is a great, okay? So we should not let go of this great opportunity, okay? Then 6 is connection between cultivation and family. So not just cultivation in yourself, but also with respect to the family, there's connection. Okay, so the current world stirs up turmoil, thus family affairs are also chaotic. If all can get along or be in conformity to the Tao, naturally becomes a place of peace and happiness. That's the family, the place, okay? The house, the home. Okay, so in this turbulent, sentient world, there are endless bittersweet and calamities everywhere. Okay? I mean, all right, things are getting I don't know. I mean, it seems maybe, I don't know, maybe it's media hype or whatever. I don't know, maybe. But it seems that there's a lot more happening around, right? It's not the world is not as peaceful. I mean, just look at, the friction or conflicts between countries, right? I mean, it seems like it's just endless. It's more and more, right? It's more and more. And then within a given country, it seems that there's lot of disturbing things happening, right? A lot of disturbing things happening. Okay, so that's what it is. Okay, it just means that we are nearing the end of days or the end of the cycle, right? So whenever there's an end of cycle, whenever there's a transition, let's put it this way, between cycles, there's always a lot of upheaval, a lot of chaos, right? That we call it that change. That's called change, right? That's okay. Anyway, so family affairs also are depressed. Okay, not just the outside world, okay, the society at large, okay, or the world at large, but also at home. Okay, we are also having problems. Okay, so relationship between parents and children are no longer that close, right? Just less affinity, right? Or less kindness, less love, or whatever. Okay, all that stuff. And same thing with husband and wives, right? Okay, so if you notice, I mean, at least in the more developed economies or economies of the world, divorce rates are pretty high. Around 50% or so, right? Okay, roughly. Okay. Anyway, all right. So that just, it's a sign of the times. Okay. All right. Okay. So when the whole world at large or the society at large is turbulent and having turmoil, well, also the family is also facing turbulent times too. Okay. Or all right. Okay. All right. Okay. All these phenomena appear because we have lost the Tao, because we have deviated. When I say lost, I mean we have deviated. We have become separate from the Tao, right? Go back, all the way back to Mencius, well, I'll end up with Mencius, but all the way back, right, to the doctrine of the mean, right? If we separate it, become separate, deviate from the path, from the Tao, then that's no longer the way. So we have lost the way, okay? Because we have separated ourselves from the Tao, okay? So to have a prosperous family, one must have respect, humility, kindness, and harmony, right? We need all these, right? All these qualities, elements, okay? And these qualities are part of our Buddha nature, okay? Part of our, right? The five constant virtues, the eight virtues, etc., etc. Okay, so how do we begin? How do we start? You know, correct our direction, okay, or go back, move back to the proper path, to the Tao. Okay. We have to be taught with propriety. That's the precepts. Proprieties include the precepts, right? Precepts are a little bit more specific. Rules and regulations, right? The five relationships, right? All of that, right? Okay, so that's that. And all has to be in harmony with the Tao, right? Okay. So just because we say we have rules and regulations, it doesn't mean that it's rigid. Okay. There is some flexibility depending on circumstances, situations. So it has to be harmonized, but in accordance with the Tao, right? So it's a can I say, I don't want to say it's a give and take, but it's a combination. Maybe that's a better way. That's how we harmonize it. Okay. Anyway. Okay. So comfort the elders and care for the younger. That's one of the the I don't say precepts, but that's one of the rules, right? You can say rules, right, for society or for the family, right? Okay, that's also, there's the first aspect, the first half is part of filial piety, right? Then the second aspect is part of being a parent, right? You care for you care for the younger, right? Okay, so anyway, okay, so we become the role model for one's family. So everyone can also do the same, can follow. Okay. So remember this is getting family, right? This is family. Okay. Talking about family. Okay. Cultivation. So this is part of cultivation too. Cultivation just involves not just yourself, but also the family. Okay. So that's why, because we're in this white era or this era, we no longer need leave the family and cultivate in some mountain cave or in the wilderness someplace, right? That's not it. That's not the way it is. Okay. All right. Okay. So finally, simultaneous good deeds and practice, the family will become auspicious or, harmonious. Okay. Okay. So yeah, so through our own cultivation ourselves, okay, if we do good, if we practice, if we do good, etc., okay, follow the Tao, follow our Buddha nature, etc., the family can also be influenced. Okay, all right, okay, all right. So holy teacher hopes that we disciples should not pretend to be God. Yeah, that's another thing. You don't do it for show. You don't do it for show, for status. Okay, right? It should be non-conditioned. It should be following your Buddha nature. Okay, all right. So all right. Okay, so that's what it. Okay, so we really should be true cultivated naturally. Then our whole holy mission will also be continuous. What will continue? Okay, it will not break. Right? Remember the golden thread lineage, right? It will not be cut off. It will continue. Okay. So when I say continue, remember this is for the family. So from you to your, your either your parents or your spouse or your sibling, your children. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, so number 7, we got it. Okay, good. Okay, relationship between cultivation and society. So not just yourself, not just family, but also society. Remember these. Okay, so points 5, 6, components 5, 6, and 7 is part of the what? The great learning, right? I think the great learning preface paragraph, second paragraph, right? You start cultivating within yourself, then it extended to your family, right? Then you manage or care, manage your family or whatever, and then from the family to society, right? Okay, so that's the okay. So everything all gathered together, only wish the society is stable, dealing all matters in accordance with the heavenly way. Tao and Dharma must conform to nature. So society is the place where people live together, right? Otherwise, it's not called society, right? If just one family by itself, that's not society, right? Okay, because people cannot live alone, they must get along with each other, right? So the interaction of dealing with others cannot be avoided, right? You cannot. We're not now this cultivation. Remember, this period of cultivation is no longer an individual out in the boonies, out in the wilderness by themselves, right? It's not that. That's not called cultivation, okay? That's being a hermit, right? Okay. But so because we are part of society, right? We also have to cultivate cultivate within society, within family. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Last one. I think this is the last. Good. Okay. So I just have time. Okay. So without the constraint of morals, or you can say rules and regulations, or or precepts, okay, then our conscience is lost. Okay. Because then it's wild, right? We have no self-discipline of the mind, right? That's what the second paramita is, right? Okay, so we have to have that. Okay, so that's part. Okay, so in other words, society also have to have morals. Okay, it's not anything goes in a society. Okay, so society has rules, right? Have law. You can say we have laws, right? We have rules, we have traditions, whatever. Okay, anyway, okay. So such as these bad habits, such as greed, fame, pursuing benefits, fighting, scheming, reach apart, it's so we gotta be scared, we gotta be wary, be very careful, be vigilant, not to fall into these pursuits or these desires. Okay, all right, or okay, these are all distractions from our cultivation. Okay, as a matter of fact, they harm or they prevent our cultivation. You can say that. Okay, they definitely do not enhance our cultivation. Okay, okay, there are obstacles, so we have to learn how to overcome them. Okay, or avoid them if you can. Right, avoiding is probably okay. Get better than getting caught in it, okay, in the trap, okay, because once we fall into that, it's it can be difficult, okay, to get out of, okay. So because they do not believe, because humans, they means us humans, do not believe in causality, we consider moral teaching not suitable for them. Yeah, see, that's the problem, right? I can get away with murder, or I can get away with whatever, okay, lying, stealing, cheating, whatever, okay. Well, guess what? You can run, but you can't hide. Causality will ultimately catch up to you. Maybe not in this lifetime, but definitely in the future lifetime. So by doing that, unfortunately, because we don't believe in causality, unfortunately, most people don't. Okay, okay. So we think, oh, we'll do whatever means. The means, the end justifies the means. So I want to get rich, so I'll do whatever I can. Or I want to be famous, I can do whatever I can, or whatever. Okay, I want to be powerful, so I can do whatever. They don't realize that. Yeah, you may be able to achieve it in this lifetime, but you already planted the seeds for future calamities for you. Okay, or future. Okay, bad karma for you, okay, or karmic retribution in the future. But unfortunately, we don't believe in that, so they'll continue to do it, okay? So Mencher said, okay, I'm going to wrap up. Mencher said, a corrupt society must be rescued with the Tao. There's no other way. He didn't say, oh, we must put more laws. We must pass more laws. Increase the punishment. Increase the punishment, guys. Yeah, okay. So now everything's a death penalty. Yeah, that'll prevent people from becoming bad. I don't care. Even in the some of the most strictest or what they call I forgot the word. I mean, of laws, draconian, most draconian laws. If you look at history, crimes are still being committed. So that's the problem. Okay, so that's not going to rescue society. Okay, all right. So what Mencher said is absolutely true. So that's why sutras are important, right? That's one of the things that we cannot depart from, right? Sanbuli, right? We do not depart from the teachings, right? Or the sutras teachings of the classics. We cannot. That's why classics hold value. There's truth. There is wisdom in there, okay? And unfortunately, people, say, hey, we are in the space age, we have space shuttle and all that space station. Forget about what's the classics. I mean, that's ancient stuff. That's irrelevant. Wrong. You're absolutely wrong, okay? Because these classics talk about the inner side, not the external side, the inner side, the intangible aspect, this golden lineage within us. Get it? Okay, so anyway, all right. So with that, I because I went over a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, so with that, I conclude for part one. There's 8 more. Okay, for part 2, which we will talk at a future date, future class. Okay, so if I said anything wrong or incorrect, I ask for heaven's forgiveness and all the Buddhas and everyone's guidance. Okay, thank you.